Hi, welcome to Scissortail Farmers Market Cooking Series sponsored by Shape Your Future. I'm Chris McKenna, Executive Chef at Stella Modern Italian Cuisine, and we're filming today at the restaurant Stella. I'm going to show you how to make a blackened salmon with a Summers End vegetable panzanella salad. It's a healthy meal that you can make on any budget. First, we're going to toast our ciabatta bread for the bread croutons. Any bread works. We just happen to always have ciabatta bread. It's a staple here. We serve it with every meal. So we're just going to cut what you would normally see as like a crouton on any kind of salad. You can make them as big or as small as you want, but just keep in mind that you want them to be kind of a bite-sized portion. Crust on is fine if you don't like the crust. Some kids may not like the crust. More than welcome to take them off. So we're just going to cut these into smaller, I'd say probably ½ inch to an inch. Panzanella is actually basically just a bread and tomato salad that's very common in Italy, Tuscany to be specific. So we're just going to take these bread cubes, put them in a mixing bowl. I've got some extra virgin olive oil here. If you don't have extra virgin, you can use canola oil. You can use whatever you would like. We're just going to give a little drizzle, some salt and pepper. Give that just a little bit of a toss. Then I've got a baking sheet here. We're going to toast these in the oven. So I've got some vegetables that we got at the farmers market, the Scissortail Farmers Market. I've got some radishes, some zucchini, and some parsley that was bought from Acadian Family Farms out of Fort Cobb, Oklahoma. And then I've got some wonderful cherry tomatoes that we got from Crow's Family Farms out of Shawnee. We're just going to cut all these up for our salad. And then I've also got some basil out of our garden here out in front of the restaurant. We've got a little bit of fennel, root vegetable, and a little bit of red onion, and some lemon that we're going to dress the salad with, kind of as a soft vinaigrette. All right. Here again with this salad, the beauty of a panzanella salad is you can use whatever you have. This is what we were able to find at the farmer's market. With it being the end of summer, sometimes the vegetables are a little bit more limited. You're more than welcome to use Brussels sprouts, turnips, whatever you find, whatever the season is. It's typically a summer vegetable salad. So here again, we're just going to cut these again in the bite-sized pieces. I'm going to do kind of like a half moon slice. We're going to use these raw. You're more than welcome to cook them if you would like. I kind of like the raw, fresh taste of the zucchini personally in this preparation. You don't need a whole lot, maybe ¼ cup. We'll take the fennel, slice it in half, remove the root end. I usually try to take the ends off if they look a little rough. Sometimes the root vegetables can look a little brown on the edges, so we'll just trim that up a little bit, make it look nice. On the inside here, you'll see a little bit of a core. We're going to take that out, just make a little diamond cut, so just like this. And then all we're going to do is we're just going to slice it really thin. Radishes, same thing. We're going to slice those really thin. Go on to the red onion. Clean this guy up a little bit. Peel him. Here at the restaurant, we usually save all of our scraps, whether it be mushroom stems, onion skins, scraps from the end of the zucchini, ends of parsley that are maybe more stem than leaf that you don't want to use. Makes a great vegetable stock. You can add that to a pot of water, let it simmer. You can use it for soup. So we tend to try to not throw away anything if possible. So we're going to take this onion, we're going to slice it in half, almost to the core to where it doesn't open up. And then I'm just going to thinly slice it. Probably don't want a whole bunch of onion, so we're just going to do maybe a tablespoon worth. Cherry tomatoes, we've got some yellow teardrop tomatoes, we've got some orange ones, we've got some red ones. At my house, when I grow these, generally they never make it into the house. We're too busy eating them straight off the vines. So we're just going to cut these in half. Summer definitely provides the most of tomatoes, zucchini. You're more than welcome to use any tomatoes you can find. If you go to your local grocery store and they only have, you know, the beefsteak tomatoes, just cut them up into whatever size portion that you believe is fit for you for your entree. Whether it be, you know, just a bite-sized portion, you can quarter them. If you want to do a knife and fork panzanella, you can do that as well. So we're going to take probably 6, 7, 8 of these, depending on the size. Just half them. All right, now that we've got our vegetables prepped, let's go ahead and, well, we can go ahead and chop up some parsley real quick. Parsley here again from Acadian Family Farms in Shawnee, Oklahoma. I like to do a rough chop. I don't like to chop them up super duper fine. Fresh herbs tend to kind of wilt a little bit over time. So usually with the basil here at the restaurant, same thing. We don't tend to chop everything up super fine. I like to kind of just break it apart. You can chop it up finer if you're not a big basil fan, or you can use other herbs if there's something else that you want to use. Could be thyme, could be rosemary, could be anything at this point. So here in Oklahoma City, we have a great seafood market down on May Avenue called Gulfport. We buy some of our seafood from them. We have some fresh Atlantic salmon that we bought, fillet. This is about a 6 to 7 ounce portion. Here again, you're more than welcome to use any fish that you want. Salmon is a pretty readily available fish, and it's very high in antioxidants, omega-3s, extremely healthy for you. If you don't like salmon, feel free to use whatever you have. It can be catfish, halibut, whatever you like. We're going to blacken this salmon. Blackening seasoning is not a typical Italian thing, but it's a typical Cajun Creole cuisine. I just really like it because it gives a deep earthy flavor. It gives it a little bit of spice, but not really any heat. What we're going to do is we're just going to take a little bit of this blackening seasoning and spread it out on a board, a plate, whatever you've got handy. And we are going to take the salmon, just dredge it lightly in the blackening seasoning. Here again, totally up to you how much or how less you want to use. We're going to use that much. I tend to like it a little bit heavier seasoned. We're going to do one more piece because I'm going to be hungry for later. Alright, so we've got just a regular non-stick pan. I highly suggest non-stick. We use non-stick with all the fish entrees here at the restaurant. If you don't have non-stick, it's no sweat. Use whatever pan you've got. Just remember that when you go to remove the fish, you might get a little bit of sticking. With the non-stick, obviously that avoids that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this non-stick pan. With blackening, usually I tend to prefer a higher heat, so we're going to go from medium, about medium-high. We're going to get the skillet nice and hot. We're going to sear that side of the salmon, the top side, to get it nice and blackened. So make sure your pan is hot before you add your fish. You can usually just put your hand over the top, I'd say a couple of inches from the actual heat source, the skillet. Give yourself a good idea of how hot it is. You're going to want it to almost smoke. We're going to take the salmon, got it blackened nicely with our seasoning. Oil's hot. We're going to add it into the pan. You should be able to hear the sizzle. If it's not sizzling, it's probably not hot enough. We're going to take this guy and we're going to flip him over to the other side. As you can see, blackened. Typically in the restaurant and typically at my house, I don't generally finish on the stove. So what we're going to do is after we flipped it like we just have, we're going to let that go for about another minute, and we're going to put it in the oven and let it finish in the oven. So we've got our croutons in our bowl. Like I said, just make sure you kind of toss them around, let them cool off a little bit. You don't want them flaming hot for your guests or for yourself. Make sure we've got all of our vegetable prep done. The salmon's only going to take maybe 3-4 minutes at best. Alright, so once these have cooled off for just a minute, we're going to take our cherry tomatoes, add those to our bowl, red onion, sliced red onion. Make sure you kind of break them up so they're not all stuck together. Nothing worse than a big crunch of red onion when you're not expecting it. Our radishes. Take our fennel slices and our zucchini. We're just going to lightly toss it. There's no exact science to this, guys. We're just going to incorporate all the ingredients together to make a bread salad. We're just going to cut that. Drizzle a little bit of lemon juice over it, a little bit of olive oil. If you have a specific oil that you really like, avocado oil, walnut oil, any other kind of oil, you can use that just as well. We're going to give this just a little bit of a mix. So basically we're just doing a soft vinaigrette. It's nothing complicated, just a little olive oil and lemon juice. And then we're going to finish that with a little bit of salt and pepper on top. I like mine with a little bit, just a little bit of heat. So I've got a little bit of flavoring chili oil that we're going to add. Not a whole lot, maybe a teaspoon. And just get in there and get some of your delicious salad. I'm going to take some of this and just kind of scallop the outside of the bowl. Here again, panzanella is a bread salad. It is going to be heavy on the toast. If you're looking for gluten-free or you're looking for something with less bread, you're more than welcome to use less bread or vegetables. Also going to take this pan, remove the salmon from the pan. I'm going to leave the oil in there for just 1 second. We're just going to char a lemon. We're just going to take and cut the outside of it off. So we've just got the end. I'm just going to turn this back up for just 1 second. Medium heat. We're going to take our salmon. We're just going to put him right here on top. Star of the show. Oil's probably still hot from the oven, so you don't really need to get it too hot. And once again, you're going to hear that sizzle. What you want, we're just going to burn the outside of the flesh on the lemon. That's all you really want. You just want a little bit of color, so it's just going to make it soft. We'll put that on the salad for yourself or your guest to squeeze the lemon as they like to. For your guest to squeeze the lemon as they like to over the fish and over your salad. And then lastly, once we've got the lemon, we've already dressed it with vinaigrette, but that bread is going to soak up a lot of your olive oil and your lemon juice. So typically what I usually do is serve it with the lemon, and then I usually take a little bit of olive oil and just drizzle it lightly over the top. And there you have it. Blackened salmon with Summers veggies, panzanella salad from the Scissortail Farmers Market. Farmers Market and Shape Your Future are collaborating with chefs and farmers all across Oklahoma, the city metro, to show the public how easy it is to make simple and healthy recipes using locally sourced ingredients from the farmers market. For more information and to see these wonderful videos, visit shapeyourfuture.com and scissortailpark.org. You can also follow us along social media at Shape Your Future and at Scissortail Park. Thank you.